it's time to begin telling the truth, because you're going to have to meet your maker soon.
Look at these eyes. I have never lied to you. Never. I never will. I'd rather die than lie to God's people.
I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to the USA Watchdog YouTube channel. It supports usawatchdog.com. I'm a former investigative correspondent. I worked on ABC's Good Morning America and also on CNN on many of their platforms. I try to put out interviews and information that is above all accurate. As my slogan on the website says, I try to give you a clear picture of what's really going on. I hope you enjoy the channel, and I hope you subscribe. Thanks again. I'm Greg Hunter.
We take this business of waking people up very seriously here at InfoWars.
I'm Greg Hunter. Welcome to usawatchdog.com. With us once again, the man who wrote this best-selling book on precious metals in this century, gold and silver. It is Mike Maloney. This is the most recent updated version of this book, and I'll bring him on from Puerto Rico. You can hear the ocean in the background. You can see on his black TV screen over his right shoulder that the palm trees are blowing in the window. It's a reflection in the window. Mike Maloney, thanks for joining us today on usawatchdog.com.
Hi, Greg. How are you doing? And it's great to be here.
Well, people can hear the wind and the ocean, and in Puerto Rico there, when you're on the fourth floor, I know the waves are coming in and all that. I just want people to know that's what that is. It's not static. It's nothing else. It's just actually from the beautiful beaches and 70-degree weather that you're having in Puerto Rico.
I can see the waves right down here where they're breaking, just below me.
That's super. Well, a lot of people want to know what's going on the gold and silver market. It's been just killed. In some of your latest, one of your latest videos, you bring up the zero hedge stories. More information about exactly how they did the manipulation, the laughing, the emails, the smashing. You had charts up about how they've been doing it. It's a pretty much a well-known fact now, not a conspiracy theory, but a conspiracy fact. And what a lot of people want to know is, Mike Maloney, how long can this go on? One guy asked me, one email asked me from the UK, said, ask your next gold expert, that'd be you, and silver expert, can it go on indefinitely? Can this manipulation go on forever?
The types of manipulations that they were doing here are short-term smash downs, but they have a cumulative effect, though. But it can't go on. Yes, it can go on forever, and no, it can't. There's a couple of different types of manipulation, and they do get overwhelmed by the free market eventually. It's during a crisis when gold and silver have monetary demand, when they're no longer treated like a commodity, when the trading patterns are such that it's obvious that this is a commodity that people are investing in, or trading back and forth, not actually investing. When people take delivery, one of the things that your listeners should remember, that anybody that takes delivery of ounces, they don't get stopped out. They're not. They don't have a time constraint like you have on a futures contract or an option, where you've got to sell at a certain point or roll it over, and you have to basically lock in a loss. If somebody's trading and they set stops, they've automatically locked in a loss. When you're accumulating ounces, then you're invested, and if it drops temporarily, you don't lose. You've still got your ounces, and the next time it goes up, they're going to be going up in value with it. I just use price pullbacks to accumulate. But this manipulation, the thing that's great about these texts and emails being exposed, that Deutsche Bank settled $35 million settlement, and the only reason they settled is because they knew that their exposure if they lose a case, would be far, far greater. But part of their settlement was agreeing to turn over a whole bunch of evidence against all of the other banks that have been involved. And the thing is that you can see that these traders that work for these major banks, they don't know the difference between right and wrong, that they think that they are entitled, and it is their God-given gift to be able to take advantage of all of the rest of us, to try to steal our currency. And they colluded. They got these competing banks, got together in violation of all antitrust laws, and they agreed to smash down silver or smash down gold at the same time, basically. And the thing is that these are people that sit on what is called the London fix, where they fix, they decide, gold and silver are bouncing up and down, and these like several competing banks will sit in a room in a secret meeting, closed door meeting, and they'll set the price of silver for the day. And there's a whole bunch of wholesalers and refineries and mints all around the world that then can buy and sell at that fixed price for a day. And so it does make life in the precious metals industry a little bit easier, but at the same time, they have knowledge of what the price is going to be very shortly in the future. And they can get a bunch of trades ready and hit go and then announce the price. So they have knowledge of a future event that nobody else has, and they're the ones setting that knowledge. And if you get a few banks together that can then take a huge position one way or another, and it's almost always to the short side, they get to clean everybody else's clocks illegally. So they are actually stealing people's funds. It's an awful thing. It's now been exposed, but I've been making videos on this. I wrote about it in my book back in 2007 when I originally wrote my book, and then I've made videos going back to 2010. We've got a playlist on the Mike Maloney Gold Silver channel, and there's 11 videos in there. So it goes back a long ways, and people have known about it. They've complained to the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, like Ted Bundy.
We take this business of waking people up very seriously here at InfoWars.
The police state, Alex Jones, and of course you'll have an advertisement coming up how you can buy, your own water filters and seeds, and tangy tangerine and other bullshit from him, as well as gold, right? I mean, come on, people, seriously. Don't watch these infomercial bullshit shows. Don't watch the media. Stay away from the media. They're a bunch of con men. All they care about is taking money and pissing all over your face.
Preparing for war with the American people, and you see governments all over the world in this world inflationary spike.
World inflationary spike. Here we have a big fat loser, lying scumbag, a fraudulent piece of crap, CIA asset, Zionist agent Alex Jones, who basically is funded by Zionist Jews, by the way. Go to his scam website, where not only does he engage in copyright infringement on a daily basis by stealing the copyright protected works of others, including myself, he has done in the past, but also he is supported financially by Zionist Jews. Look at all of the corporations he has there who are selling you all these garbage products, these overpriced garbage products. I want to get back to the statement that Alex Jones, the fat loser, is talking about all this inflation throughout the globe, right? Okay, so this is up-to-date data on inflation throughout the globe. You can see the U.S. is 2%, the Euro region control, and how people choose to make money. I'm not going to get into that right now, but just keep in mind that the vast majority of people are driven by money, how easily they can make it, and they don't really care how they get it, especially in the financial industry, and most especially in the financial publishing industry. Now, with that in mind, I want to get back to the main theme of this video, this audio. That is that when you come on this site, you need to expect that you're going to come across things that you've not heard elsewhere, or that are considered politically incorrect. Now, keep in mind, if I wanted to make a boatload of money, I would align myself with the gold charlatans, the gold pumpers, okay? if I align myself, they would love me. I would be their superstar. I would be their number one superstar because I have the best track record in the world on the collapse. Before the collapse, during the collapse, and after the collapse. That is a fact. It's documented. It's published. I have a $100,000 reward that backs that claim. No one else will make that claim, and no one else surely will back it by a monetary reward. So obviously, and also, of course, I recommended gold and silver in my book, America's Financial Apocalypse. So, of course, I can easily position myself as a gold pumper or even a gold dealer. I could make tens of millions of dollars easily, right? Because understand, these guys that are selling gold, almost all of them they're just gold sellers. They're gold dealers. They don't really have any track record. They don't really know much about finance or investments. They may have fooled you into thinking that they do, but I can assure you, as a Wall Street professional, they don't know jack shit. Okay? They're gold dealers. I mean, a great example of the illusions that have been created out there. People that think like, like Mike Maloney, for instance, this guy. He's a nobody. The guy's a stereo equipment salesman. He's a nobody. He has no professional experience in the financial industry. He's never worked on Wall Street. He's never managed it. He's no jack. This is a man who, in year 2000, 2001, supposedly sat down and tried to learn how to manage his money. He tried to learn economics. What? This is a man who's aligned with Robert Kiyosaki, and he uses that as like part of his big pitch on his resume. He's Robert Kiyosaki's gold advisor. Gold advisor? There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a gold or precious metals advisor. That's a bogus term. That's a con man term. Trust me, people. There's no such thing. That's like saying I'm a toilet paper advisor, right? So, I mean, a financial advisor, obviously that's much different, because a financial advisor, there are many things to determine, many pieces of advice to give. But a so-called gold advisor, what's this guy doing? He's just telling you to buy gold. Buy. Buy here, buy there, buy here. How is that advising someone? If you even want to begin to legitimize a stupid, non-existent designation such as precious metals or gold advisor, don't you think that you need to be ahead of the curve when it comes to trading gold, right? You need to advise when to buy, when to sell, right? This guy tells you to buy physical gold. Why? Because he's a gold dealer.
It's time to begin telling the truth, because you're going to have to meet your maker soon.
Look at these eyes. I have never lied to you. Never. I never will. I'd rather die than lie to God's people.